Hi, I'm Dave, and I know wrestling. Do you want a wrestler that's a washed-up has-been who has no business in the main event of WrestleMania? Do you want an old man that's ruining the company and should just stay retired? And do you want a wrestler who should remember that it's not the Attitude Era anymore and that their time is over? Well, if so, then I really can't help you out because my client for today's Dave Knows Wrestling's Honest Promos doesn't fit any of that criteria, as my client is Dwayne Johnson or The Rock. Behold, a wrestler that Cody's supporters said should have stayed out of WWE, and that all of The Rock's supporters really need to stop whining about him not being in the main event of WrestleMania. Even though that exact whining is exactly how Cody got the main event in WrestleMania himself. What a load of Rudy poo! Speaking of the American Nightmare, how much does he owe Dwayne for getting so much sympathy that he's way more over now than he was last year? And also, way more over than he was in AEW. Just bring it! And by bring it, I mean gratitude, Cody. And even though Dwayne isn't bringing in the numbers like he was during the 90s, he's still boosting the ratings for Raw and SmackDown, not to mention all of his merchandise sales and social media views. But yeah, despite that, some fans think that he has no relevance today and he's just hurting the company. Hurting it with all the money he keeps making for him. More money, more problems, right, Brock? Although look, I get it. Who wants to see an old wrestler take a world title off of a current star, especially one who's had a long title reign? Even though Samoa Joe did that exact same thing to MJF and nobody had a word to say about it. But hey, it's not like there are a lot of people who just don't want to see Dwayne succeed, such as Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Both of whom tormented Dwayne in order to try and keep him down, which resulted in Dwayne refusing to work with Michaels, especially after he insulted his grandmother. Wow, Shawn was that jealous of Johnson even before he put on a way better match against Hulk Hogan than he ever could. And in terms of Triple H, let's face it, even The Rock's worst movie is still loads better than Blade Trinity. Take that, cybernetic vampire! But now, wait a minute, hold on, because it's not like Dwayne could do no wrong. Perhaps he took Triple H's advice literally when he told him to suck it all those times. And by suck it, I mean getting liposuction on his pectoral region. What a trailblazer, proving that even men can get breast reduction surgery. Additionally, when it comes to catchphrases, let's remember that Dwayne Maivia also upped the ante against DX in that department too. Because while Hunter and Shawn had 2 words for him, Dwayne was offering to turn things sideways and give people rock candy. But now that we've mentioned his mic work, we should probably also mention that his particular style of pause talking makes him almost as guilty of encouraging the what chant as Austin. And because of him, there's an entire generation that thinks that catchphrases are all it takes to make a promo good, even though it completely ignores all the cardinal rules of talking in wrestling. Like remembering to get your opponent over, the show over, as well as the company. But see, because he jobs a lot, that makes it okay that he buries people on the microphone. Ain't that right, Billy Gunn? But who cares? Because it's a worthy sacrifice. We have to heavily invest in Dwayne's career, because he's gonna be around for only 6 years as a full-time wrestler. Now don't think about that. Instead, take this time to remember that he's a member of the legendary Anoa'i family, even though his parents and grandparents don't have the last name of Anoa'i. Listen, his grandfather became a blood brother, and that makes him a blood relative. Unlike Jimmy Snuka and Haku, who are family friends that are considered to be like family, but not actual family. Okay, the whole thing is rather confusing, but respect other people's cultures and customs. Anyway, now that we've broached the subject of Dwayne's family, let's remember that we did get a glimpse into his early childhood with the show Young Rock, which at least it lasted longer than Emerald's sitcom. Damn. And continuing with times that Dwayne screwed the pooch, let's remember how long it took him to start as Black Adam, since I'm pretty sure when they announced that casting, he still had hair. And then when that movie finally came out, it did so poorly that it cost Warner Brothers millions and millions of dollars. And it also totally robbed Shazam of having a good sequel. All because Dwayne insisted that Black Adam go one-on-one with the Super One. Know your role and be Shazam's supervillain, jabroni. Which is a line, by the way, that he stole from the Iron Sheik. Now, all of this does make me wonder, what was the plan here, since allegedly Dwayne has it in his contract that he can't lose a fight on screen? So was he trying to book himself to go over on Superman? You'd think a professional wrestler wouldn't be so touchy about jobbing on camera. Anyway, it doesn't matter because Dwayne has moved on to being the corporate champ, but in real life, as he is now on the board of directors for WWE. Something else that he's done better than Triple H in. Now, this does make me curious though, since he is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, if he becomes chairman of the board, would that make him the electric chair? Furthermore, not only did he snatch up this board position after Vince, but he also bought the XFL. Which makes me wonder, does he have a thing for McMahon leftovers? Linda, you better look out before you smell what The Rock is cooking. In the end, if you want a wrestler who somehow never won the world title at WrestleMania, a wrestler who managed to make a Disney song scary, and a wrestler who's been an actor for over 3 times as long as he's wrestled, then allow me to introduce to you my client for Dave Knows Wrestling's Honest Promos, The Rock Hart Johnson, Dwayne No Gill, The Rocky Horror Picture Schmo, Dwayne Johnson or The Rock, Rocky Maivia. So, to all the Cody crybabies that went off on The Rock, where were you 10 years ago for CM Punk?